All right, let's go to our first caller, and it is Todd Russell of the Nunatuavut Community Council, and he is on line 10. Good evening, sir. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Mr. Russell, are you there?
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you doing? I'm glad you're there. I wanted to speak with you. This is a big change here today, the court injunction that Nalcor was granted with.
Well, our first reaction to this outrageous move on the part of Nalcor, and consequently, I would say, the government, was that this was a very heavy-handed tactic, and it is a tactic that comes from a nervous government, and a company that cannot face criticism, fair criticism, and a company and a government that cannot face opposition to its project. They cannot defend themselves, either in terms of the Aboriginal rights infringement. They cannot defend themselves when it comes to the economics of this project, and they cannot defend themselves on economic grounds.
Well, I guess perhaps all of that too, but the way I read it is that they're just not going to be deterred from getting this work done. They're bound to push ahead and get this done while they can, and they weren't prepared to let your group stand in the way. I mean, they've given you an injunction, or the court granted one, that says that you can't prevent or attempt to prevent any suppliers, employees, or contractors from exiting or entering the construction site. And they say, of course, it's for the safety and of everybody, but it's really just to keep the work going, isn't it?
Well, at the end of the day, we have rights. We have rights as Aboriginal people, and we have rights as ordinary citizens of this province and of this country. We have the right to speak. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to defend our Aboriginal rights, and we have the right to defend our lands. These are basic and fundamental issues that we share with every citizen within this country. The court injunction that they have sought is heavy-handed. It is outrageous. You have to imagine that 15 or 20 people gather in a very peaceful way, in a very respectful way, at the gates of a construction site. We discussed the issues of safety with the security guards and with personnel from Nalcor. We did everything that was reasonable, and we had the ability and we have the right to assemble. This is a government that wants to quash us and to quash any opposition to this particular project. Now, we will fight this court injunction. There's a hearing set for the 16th of this month, and we will fight this court injunction, as we will continue to fight for and defend our Aboriginal rights and interests when it comes to Muskrat Falls. This is not a good project. It is not a good project for us, and it's not a good project for all of Labrador, and neither is it a good project for the people of this province.
What happens, you've got the date set there for the 16th, as you say. You've alluded to legal action in the past. What happens if that fails on the 16th? Where do you go then? What happens after that point?
Well, our basic plan will not change. Our basic plan is to defend ourselves, as I have said. Our basic plan is to make sure that our rights and interests are respected. That, of course, will not change. Our approach may have to change, but we are very confident that this tactic on behalf of Nalcor, that this court injunction goes over the top. This is an infringement of our constitutional rights as citizens of this country, and this cannot be allowed to stand. We have to look at what was alleged, and asserted in Nalcor's application. They assert, for instance, that because a septic truck, a shit truck, in other words, that comes to collect human, refuse, that because this was delayed for a day, that this is somehow going to harm the environment and particularly wildlife in the area. Now, I would think that 20 kilometers of rough road, kilometers of cut-down forest, of going across sensitive fish-bearing streams has a hell of a lot more impact on the environment than the delay of a shit truck for a day. They didn't go on in another article to say that a delay of this project would result in $200 million in electrical rates for the people on the island of Newfoundland. Now, then they go on to say that somehow this is going to cost the province $700 million in another article. Delays. But people have to ask themselves, hasn't Nalcor themselves and the government of Newfoundland and Labrador already delayed this project? That they have missed decision gate after decision gate? So would they not be held to the same standard that somehow that they are responsible for an increase in rates within the province? So, and then they have the gall to assert in this application to the court that somehow our delay or our attempt at delaying the project would lead to increase in greenhouse gas emissions. So we are somehow to blame for climate change as a result of our very peaceful and respectful action on the ground that lasted for about 12 hours. It is outrageous. At the end of the day, this is nothing but a cheaply veiled attempt to quash our voice and to quash our action, and that will not happen. That will not happen because we have...
I have to agree that the irony is somewhat palpable, and don't even get me started on double standards. But what do you think that this injunction, this move by Nalcor, represents a dismissal generally by the company and or the province to your rights to this land, to the claim that you have staked, and to your rights to any agreement?
Well, I would say in some ways they are taking us very, very seriously. In some ways they are afraid of the potential of our actions. The government here is so unreasonable. The company here is so unreasonable. And we will not be beaten down, and we will continue on to assert ourselves to our own lands. Can you imagine, just take this scenario. We're at home here in Labrador. We never moved here from somewhere else. We're here. We're here today, and we'll be here in the days, weeks, months, and the years to come. And so here we are defending our own lands. It's like you out sort of protesting in front of your own house. Mm-hmm. And the government comes along and says, oh, you don't have a right to take action in front of your own home, mm-hmm. to defend your own home. This is what they're trying to say to us here. Mm-hmm. We have every right to defend ourselves. We have every right as Canadian citizens to assemble, and we will. And we have every right to speak up, and we will. I mean, it's been a hallmark of this government and this company in the last number of months, if not years, to quash opposition, to try to stamp on the little guy, and to try to silence people. But this is, in my view, a demonstration of the weakness of a government. It is a government that has no confidence in itself, that does not respect its citizens, and does not respect the true principles of democracy.
Mr. Russell, we're going to leave it right there, but thank you very much, and keep us posted.
Well, I thank you for the time, and believe me, our resolve has been strengthened by this latest action on the part of Nalcor and the government, and we will not back down.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.